This is it. Innovative Industrial Properties, Inc. Innovative Industrial Properties is a self-advised Maryland corporation focused on the acquisition, ownership, and management of specialized industrial properties leased to experienced state-licensed operators for their regulated medical use cannabis facilities. Innovative Industrial Properties has elected to be taxed as a real estate investment trust. So yes, this is one of those pot-related stocks, but regardless of your personal position, this is not one of those niche companies like Sundial that's unprofitable, extremely risky, and is super inflated the price. This company doesn't actually grow or do any physical work in the medical marijuana industry. It's a real estate investment trust that specializes in those types of facilities like greenhouses and all the growing operations. So they own the infrastructure and they lease it to those companies that then grow the medical marijuana in a licensed, completely legal fashion. So because it's a REIT, it pays out a hefty dividend. Right now it's 2.43%, but you can see that in the past year it has grown 117.94%. And if we zoom out to 5 years, yeah. So I found this. This is a medical marijuana statistics 2020 usage, trends, and data. So of course, the industry that this REIT is focusing on, it's not retail, it's not logistics, it's medical marijuana. We want to see the data for that field and make sure that it's growing. And as you're about to see, it is the definition of growth. So this first one is, what is the expected market size of cannabinoid-based pharmaceuticals in the US from 2020 to 2029 in billions US dollars? So this is looking into the future. And I mean, come on. By 2022, the marijuana retail sales is expected to grow substantially, amounting to $7.3 billion, up from $6.1 billion in 2020. So we can just keep going with this. And so this one is, what's the current and upcoming sales of legal cannabis in the US? So 2016, so some historical data, plus looking into the future. And I mean, these are all just clear trend lines. This one shows the breakup between marijuana-derived products like CBD, hemp, pharmaceutical, and once again, the trend is extremely clear. Overall, cannabinoidal sales in the US 2014 to 2022 based on type of product. So this is flower and branded. And of course, the trend is still the same. This one's pretty cool. As of February 2018, so a little bit old, what was the percentage of the population in the US who were medical marijuana patients by state? So this doesn't show the trend, but it just kind of shows location data. Now, another piece of data I want to quickly show is just a visual map. So this is a map of, in the dark green, this is legalized for recreational and medical, and then the light green is just medical use. And look at this map, okay? This is data for 2016. Now, this is the same thing, slightly different colors, but for the year 2020. And we can see the change in the map. So once again, the trend. So we can see how the population, the politics, everything is going in this direction of more legalization and more use within this industry, aka more demand. This is an article on Cannabis REITs high on growth. I'll leave it linked down below. It's pretty long, but there's a few bits that I want to read. San Diego-based Innovative Industrial Properties was founded in 2016 with just a single property, but has been on a continuous acquisition spree over the last 4 years, expanding its portfolio to include 63 properties spanning 14 states, all of which have legalized marijuana cultivation. Straddling the classification line between industrial REIT and net lease REIT, Iipr, the ticker symbol, was the first publicly traded REIT pursuing this cannabis-focused strategy. Iipr is now included in the S&P 500 Small Cap 600 Index. And here's a quick facts little thing on the company. If you're interested, definitely read this whole article. Once again, it's linked down below. Now, I want to hammer home a very important point. This company is a REIT. They own the real estate, the assets, the greenhouses for this specific niche that is growing extremely fast. And because they own the assets and they don't do the actual operation and selling, I think it's way more insulated than a lot of these overhyped marijuana stocks. We can see here Innovative Industrial Properties is in yellow versus blue, which is Sundial Growers, which is definitely one of those meme hype stocks. And we can see just how much more steady and more fast growth this company has been. Not to mention that because it's a REIT, it pays out a lot of cash flow in dividends. So we're looking at the total revenues for Iipr, and we can see the clear trend going on with this company. And it's not just in total revenues. If we come down and look at net income, it is the same thing. This is a profitable company. As mentioned, their dividend is just under 3%, but the growth in their dividend is insane. Of course, it's still a maturing company, but we can see just the levels of dividend growth associated with this REIT. So the way I look at it, this company is servicing a niche, a market segment that is experiencing hyper growth. All the trends are pointing towards this industry becoming more legal in more states. And I wouldn't be surprised if marijuana, just not even medical, just recreational use, becomes legal on a federal level. And if that happens, you can expect a lot more growth from this company. And keep in mind, it's also insulated. They don't actually grow and produce the product. They simply lease out the assets to those companies, which I think is a much stronger business model, especially with this industry. And because it's a REIT, they pay a hefty, very fast growing dividend, and they're profitable. They're making money today. So I think this is both a great high dividend stock, a great dividend growth stock, and a great growth stock in general. So that's my opinions on this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, leave a like before you go, and I'll see you next time.